He's eating your pork rinds. What a fucking monster. Sid, what is the total of your roll?
Well, as I said after we went to break, I was going to be spending a point of edge to re-roll one of the dice.
Yes. Yeah, please do. Okay.
There we go. So 14.
Just so you guys know, he went from a 2 to a 6, which means he now has double sixes. As you know, double sixes are better than double ones. So, as you break a third finger of his, he says, "All right, just stop, okay? Just stop. Let me tell you something. It's obvious I've been watching your guy for a while. I only intervened there because I think people were going to end up getting hurt. And people did get hurt. Fortunately, the civilians didn't get hurt. But I've been fighting for justice my whole life. When the clans send me after people, I make a decision as to whether or not they're worthy of that justice, okay? You want to know who sent me? Fine. Just know I'm not the bad guy here, okay? As far as I'm concerned, you and this guy are.
The name?
The name's Cross. Of the Curie lab name.
Cross. Really?
He's a former aerospace pilot, true-born, dropped out of training. Apparently he's an incredible scientist, but I think he might be a little extreme. He seems to have regained some measure of prestige among his former warrior caste comrades. I think he's got some pretty serious pull at the highest levels, and commander of the clans on the planet died recently, so I think he's starting to make some moves. He works out of the Planetary Command Center north of the capital city, doing some sort of experiments. I heard weird shit coming out of there. People were saying super giant mech killing monsters, enormous planet destroying weapons, artificial intelligence. You hear all kinds of stuff out of the proving grounds. Someone even said they had it. Yes, yeah, kaiju, exactly. That's James in chat, everybody. Someone even said that they saw some sort of half man, half panther in an elemental suit running around on the ground. I don't really know. I try not to meet with him in person. He's a bit of a psycho.
What is this person's interest in my officer?
I have no idea.
And yet you determined my officer to be guilty.
I haven't
have no idea why this person was wanted.
I've been following him and trying to figure out what, if any, crimes he's committed. Like I just said, I make sure all of my targets are truly worthy of clan justice. Okay? In the clans, there are infractions that are unthinkable. And those kind of people I let run. Sometimes I send them to the Yakuza. Which, by the way, is the reason the Yakuza hadn't shot me during the purge. Thanks for that, by the way.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was sarcastic. A lot of people died. Lost a lot of friends.
I know.
There's a reason everyone on this planet hates you. And it's not because you're with the Star League. It's because everywhere you go, you just cause trouble.
Oh, we excel at that. But we are here, we have a job to do. As I said, I do not recognize the clan government as being legitimate in any shape or manner. Which means your bounty is illegitimate, which means your attempt to take my officer into custody is in violation of the law that we espouse. As such, you will be detained until this conflict on this planet can be resolved.
I'd like to speak with a lawyer.
That will be denied. You are a prisoner of war. You have no rights.
He just looks at everybody else in the room like, this is outrageous. But he didn't say anything.
I think technically he's a collaborator, not an enemy soldier. Sir.
This is true.
Well, that would be even worse then, wouldn't it?
I would like to point out that I don't feel quite right with you doing this.
Trust me, I don't feel quite right about it either, but it's the only way that we were going to be able to get him to talk. I apologize for the discomfort I caused you. I say that to her, not to him.
So Arthur, the clan doctor that joined the Crows, is he still around?
He is with the Countess as part of the group that stay behind. You know, a company of one lance of tanks, infantry, and mechs that, you know, guard the planet, make sure nothing happens to the Countess, and everybody's families that didn't come along.
Okay, so he's still on Cold Friday then?
Yes.
Okay. But his blood name was Curie as well, wasn't
His
it?
lab name
lab
was
name,
Curie as
yeah.
well. Yes.
Okay.
He called himself Jerome Curie.
I'm guessing
I
the
liked him.
Curie is a surname for essentially scientist caste, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
I mean, are you asking this guy? Because he's invoked his right to a lawyer. You told him he didn't have any, and he's just remained silent.
This is out of character, but
Would you like me to splint your fingers?
I mean, he doesn't say anything at this point.
You could just nod.
He just shrugs. You can tell he's trying to be a hard dude, you know? As would fit the fingerless gloved bounty hunter.
She just starts splinting his fingers. Unless he moves away.
Okay. I mean, he can't move
imagine
away. He's shackled to a chair. So.
No, I mean moves his hand.
Okay, yeah.
You can
he's
move
not going
his
to stop
hand.
you from doing this.
I can't imagine this ends with him. If there's a bounty out, there'll be others to try and claim it.
no. According to the bounty, there's an opportunity to increase in caste, so other people will be stupid enough to take the plunge.
I think that's what he's saying. That's what she's saying.
Yes. Sorry. I'm still pissed off at the stupid conversation I had with the one guy.
Curious who the hell this scientist is and what their interest in McGurk is.
I don't know.
I'm more
He's got a funny
concerned.
face.
I'm
Because
more
I'm such
concerned
a-
about the giant monsters.
Such a goddamn splendid specimen.
That's the word for it, I guess.
Kirk snorts.
Well, I haven't got myself chained to a chair. At least not yet, today.
Day's not over.
My vote, sir, is to take all these guys to the dropship. 2 of them will be prosecuted for murder or homicide. This guy will be prosecuted for collaboration.
I suppose that works.
Meanwhile, back at the dropship. I mean, if you're meeting with your unit's lawyer, right? Everyone's present. Ashram Ritter is just like, yeah, we can have these guys executed in just a few minutes. I'll get the paperwork. What do you
Thank
want to
you.
do with this one?
He's a collaborator. He'll be detained until the conflict here can be resolved one way or the other.
He just shrugs. He's just like, you're the military governor of the planet. Sounds good.
Hell yeah.
How many cells do we have on the dropship?
Not that many. It might surprise you to learn that a Union class dropship is not made for long-term imprisonment.
That's actually what I
The
was asking.
fortress has quite a considerable amount more. However, almost every room on the fortress dropship is set to being used by like double bunking everyone. We have a shit ton of people. Yeah, I mean, there's a single cell for this guy, certainly. When Ashram is interviewing him and, like, you know, what's your name, etc., etc., he refuses to give any information and just doesn't talk in general.
Sir,
I think
it
at
may
one point he
behoove-
starts humming Dead or Alive.
Sir, at some point it might behoove us to figure out a way to requisition a police station or a jail system of some sort. If there is even one available in the area.
Oh, that would be a good idea.
Because
assuming we
the
keep
current
having to
theme that I'm seeing,
incarcerate people.
yeah, the current theme I'm seeing right here, sir, is that we're getting a lot of prisoners fast.
Well, we'll be moving a couple out here soon.
Ashram leans over and says, I believe we'll be seeing 2 less soon. Completely blank-faced.
Yes, I wasn't including those two.
That was a joke.
That's a
Major.
dark joke. That's a horrible joke.
I apologize. I thought it was funny.
I now know your sense of humor.
Is everything all right? You seem to be a bit more taciturn than usual. And that's saying something.
This is my general level of taciturnness.
No, I mean, he's doing good. He made a joke. It's the first joke I've ever heard him make.
Yeah, I've been in the show for 2 seasons and I haven't made a single joke, so.
Well, I only knew you for 1 season.
All right, we're breaking the fourth
This
wall
is
here.
the second season.
I thought you meant the season before, too. or
No.
something. I've only known you for a season and a half.
That's how long I've been here, ma'am.
Sir, if I can make a suggestion.
Please do.
If we're encountering a lot of people we have to arrest and detain, and we then have to try and detain them somewhere else, and there's more people like this in the city, that increases the risk that these people will try and get the other prisoners out of their situation, and we're going to have to be spending resources guarding and securing these prisoners. So if we are going to detain people long term, we probably need to move them away from the city area in order to reduce the risk that the rest of the population just constantly tries to break them out.
Well,
That
we
is a
are
very good point.
we are getting some more manpower as far as that concern goes. But again,
It's at this point that your adjutant, Ava Anastasi, shows up and is like, Sir, we have so much to discuss. There's a lot going on. There's a whole extra combat encounter we're not going to have time to get to tonight.
What is happening?
Come with me, sir.
Talk amongst yourselves.
So
Can
she
I
leads you to the
join?
bridge, where you can see that Rapier is like sitting in a chair facing a camera. He's taken his helmet off, but the rest of his equipment looks like it's covered in sweat. He looks like he's covered in sweat, and he's just like, Sir, I heard we captured a prisoner. I'd like to speak with you on a secure communication channel.
Of course.
All right. As you move to your office, Ava's just like, come back soon, sir. We've got a lot more going on.
I'll be right back. Don't.
Rapier is just like,
Fine.
Sir, I understand that we have a collaborator.
Yes, indeed we do.
I'm going to say
person
this
claiming to be
privately,
a
sir.
bounty hunter.
I can have my men arrange for an accident while he's being transferred to another facility. We can move him to a safe house. No one will ever hear from him again.
did the adjutant just
Officially, I cannot say yes to that.
I understand,
But-
sir. This conversation is completely off the record.
The less I know about such things, the better.
I understand.
Plausible deniability, you understand?
I'm going to transfer my call over to Dropship Command.
Very well.
As you
Yeah.
head back out, Eva is just like, Sir,
Yes.
we've got a lot of people waiting to speak with you. Apparently, the local militia is going to be taking yet another day to hook up.
Why an entire additional day?
We sent out our heavy lift aircraft in order to help deliver them back here, but unfortunately they're being harassed by clan aerospace fighters. They're going to have to go on foot, and the aircraft are going to have to fly at ground level at night with lights off.
Very well. Understandable. Make sure they don't take any unnecessary risks.
We have an outstanding message from their lieutenant indicating his judgment, confirming his judgment towards these 3 young children we are holding.
Yes.
I just wanted to know, sir, if we were doing anything with those children.
What was his judgment?
His judgment was that they should be turned over to the Friendly Persuaders and undoubtedly executed. Friendly Persuaders is the police force of the Draconis Combine, sir. Apparently, several of them are in the militia.
Then that is what we shall do.
Okay, sir. I mean, very well. Are you sure?
We just lost 2 more of our men because of this clan caste system nonsense on this planet from civilians attacking our soldiers. I'm not inclined to be light-handed anymore with this. We'll see it done.
Very well, sir. The final agenda I have is you've been talking about getting a public relations officer privately, but you haven't ordered me to do so. However, someone has just turned in an application for that position and is listing Billy
Really?
Lyndon Williamson IV as their point of contact.
And what is this person's name?
Her name is Chia Soon Guyen.
A local.
Yes.
Very well. Have Bandito interview her, and if he thinks that she'll be able to perform adequately, then I'll leave a decision up to him.
I will schedule a meeting immediately.
Thank you very much.
Bandito, several seconds later, you are informed to perform an interview at a conference room on the 3rd floor immediately. Occupant is waiting. Good job, interview.
Still loud shit is how it heard throughout the dropship.
Like as he leaves the room, we pass each other as I go back into the room. So, where were we? I believe Bandito is going to be occupied for a little while.
Someone is like 2 of Rapier's special forces troopers, obviously former elementals, are transiting the prisoner out of his cell.
I just stare at him icily as they leave.
All right. I mean, he doesn't struggle or anything. He's just going with them. He has no idea that you're about to have him dumped in the river.
I am not having to do anything.
Okay.
I know
You're
nothing.
having him
of this.
dumped in the river. You gave the word. You're.
I get no word was given. I just said I do not wish to have any knowledge of such things.
That's code for it. Do it.
No. That's. I don't want to hear about this stuff. That's not accepting.
Yeah,
anything.
you know what they say. The buck stops somewhere else other than me.
Yeah, he's taking the moral high ground, clearly.
Yeah, obviously.
At this point, you guys are all standing around as they're waiting for the prisoners to get executed. And Billy Lyndon Williamson IV shows up and wraps an arm around Medusa's shoulder and is like, "Hey, girl, what's up?"
Really? Good.
And he looks around. He's like, "Oh,
shoot out in the
sorry,
city.
didn't realize there were other people here. Didn't want to fraternize."
I
I'm
look,
sitting there just shaking my head.
I look left and right at all of the people around and know that there's
Asher
no.
is still signing things out. The 2 prisoners who are about to be transferred for execution.
Just to confirm that there was no way he didn't realize there were other people around.
Yes, precisely. So he leans in as if to be quietly, but still talks at a normal voice. He's just like, "We out for dinner tonight?"
Maybe we can talk after I finish working for the day.
Understood. You're still on duty.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. I don't get that. I'm not ever on duty.
What do you mean you're never on duty?
I don't. Well, I mean, I do work for you, but I don't work for you. I'm a contractor. We don't have duty times. I'm currently on nap right now, sir.
I just kind of swivel in my chair and look at McGurk like,
King Crab, Centurion are working at 100%. You know how hard it is to keep those bitches running, sir?
apparently not all that difficult.
A valve
if you have
is
so
breaking
much
every-
free time.
Let me ask you something. Do you know what it takes to replace the armor plating of a king crab?
Actually, I do.
Yeah, that's a difficult job.
Not really.
While
It's
you say that,
armor.
he stumbles backwards with his hand over his heart dramatically. He's like, not really. Not really. You think someone like me who dropped out of college wants to hear that? Okay? This is...
I turn and look at McGurk again.
Listen, I'm a top-rated bachelor on this planet, all right?
Listen, boss. He works for you, but he puts the brick in my hand that I use to put on the enemy's head. So if he wants to take naps, I let him take naps.
Proceed, Williams.
Because he makes the best bricks I've ever hit anyone with ever.
He said, see that? You can just call me the bricklayer.
I'm
All
never
right.
going to do that.
Not
not
like,
once. No.
Hey, Black Rabbit, how's it going? He turns and is just like, all right, I'm going back to nap time now, guys. Turns and heads to the mech bay.
See ya.
I'll call you later.
Look at I don't understand that, man.
I don't understand how you let him hit on Citadel's daughter.
You're not there.
Well,
You're not there.
I know. That's I'm just saying that out of character.
Speaking of where Bandito is, when you enter into the conference room, there's a very serious-looking young woman in business attire, blouse, long skirt. When she enters, she says, "You don't look like Colonel Harridan."
Colonel Harridan is busy.
I'll wait for Colonel Harridan.
I don't think he's coming.
I'm waiting for the person in charge.
I am the XO, so second in command. You can,
So then you are Vincent Gray?
yes.
Okay, I'll wait for Colonel Harridan.
You're here for
She
the
picks up a pitcher of water and pours the glass in front of her.
you're here for the public relations job.
Yes.
Now, I was told to interview for said job by Harridan. If you don't want to speak with me, then you're not going to get said job.
She sighs and says, okay. I was told to speak with the man at the top.
Who how'd you find out that you were looking for the position? Want to fill the position?
I had a wonderful lunch yesterday with a gentleman by the name of William Williamson.
I'm surprised it was wonderful, considering I know the guy.
For the first time in this entire conversation, she shows the slightest amount of emotion by like blinking slightly and says, okay.
What are your qualifications for the job?
I've been working with a team of artists and propaganda masters for the entirety of the clan occupation period.
And what affiliation is this group of artists and propaganda
Money.
people?
Our affiliation is money. You have a very
Okay.
serious problem, Mr. Gray. Everyone here hates you, and the only thing you've publicly told the public is that you're here at the will of the coordinator. You
Right.
are arresting children. I understand just before I boarded this dropship that you arrested a local hero, and you shot several people in the middle of a crowded restaurant. You have a public relations problem, and you need someone to solve it immediately. You need me a lot more than I need you. I would love a job, and I have several demands, which I will give to Colonel Harridan when he arrives.
Okay. I'll make note. I'll speak with him about it.
She holds out a
Who's
glass
mayor?
and says, "Would you like some ice water?"
I'm good. I'll be back. I think Beatty just leaves her. Go find
Wow.
Harridan.
He is still in the prisoner containment area as they are preparing to march these guys out and have them shot. Ritter just needs your final signature, Harridan, as Bandito walks in.
Oh,
She's
I don't
a-
even waste any time.
She's a bit rude. Really
Really?
only want to speak to you. Yeah.
I figure a friend of Mr. Williamson's would be a bit more
Think about what you just said there.
personable.
Think about what you said there. Think of who she's a friend with.
Remember, she's a friend with him, and she points to Heavy 7.
Think about who he's a friend with and think about who he is a friend with.
Yeah, that's fair. I dot the last letter and dot.
What do you
dot.
What do you got
get a
against
call.
Billy?
No, I just know who Billy is and who he's friends with.
Me?
Yes.
What? You're trying to say I'm not polite? Go fuck yourself.
See right there. Proof.
Sir, this is Prince. We've got the backstop set up against the dropship. My men are ready to execute your orders.
Proceed.
Okay. Yeah, she hangs up the call, and the naval servicemen on board begin marching the prisoners out.
I think Black Rabbit leaves.
That's good, because these guys are leaving too.
I think the Kurt guy was a local hero, she said. What happened to him anyway?
Oh, he's being transported to a secured area.
Okay. What area?
I don't know,
Why do you not know?
because it's one of the safe houses.
Who do I need to call somebody? Because I feel like
I'm sure it's fine.
you worry me.
Who is coming to attend this execution, I should ask? Is this a walk and talk towards the dropship exterior?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I'll go.
I place the order. I will see it through.
I'll ask to be excused then to get back to my other duties.
Heavy 7?
I'm gonna be preoccupied with the our deceased.
Okay. You're helping make arrangements?
Yeah, I'm making arrangements for our two
Okay.
guys that got killed.
Do you need help, Chief?
Yeah, this is always a huge pain in the ass. So if you'd be so kind, if you could look up their next of kin, find that data for me while I begin to process their
I'll get on it.
business.
Okay. The execution is about what you'd expect, except that one of the men is unconscious, so they have to prop him up. But series of cracks.
Nod. Now, about that PR lady.
Yeah, we should probably go. You. She wanted you. It's a
Oh,
pain
why
in
don't
the
you come
ass.
with me?
All right.
Meanwhile, back up in that room, she set out a glass of ice water and says, "Mr. Gray, you've returned. Are you sure you wouldn't like this glass of ice water?
I'm good.
You seem to be rather emotional."
Fair. I'm good. I don't think water would help that.
Is this Colonel Harridan?
Maxwell Harridan, I gathered that you were unwilling to speak to my second in command here. Why
I
is that?
prefer to speak with the person at the top when I'm doing negotiations. Cut through all the middlemen.
He would have final say. Never mind. So, you want to be our public relations officer?
You require one, desperately.
Yes, I'm quite aware that we do. What are your qualifications?
I manage artists, storytellers.
Have you ever
Managers.
managed public relations during wartime before?
No, but I imagine it's about the same as public relations during peacetime. I don't know
Well,
if you've
then.
ever seen social media before, Colonel, but it's always going to be a war.
I don't bother with ComTube or anything like that. It all seems a bit nonsense to me.
Yes, I can tell.
He's
Your
lucky enough to get the tablet
lackadaisical
on half the
approach
time.
to civilian encounters has shown that you have no regard for the common civilian.
Oh, I do.
You need someone to make you
Within
look approachable.
limits. All right.
No one has any
Someone
idea
to make me
why you're
look
here.
approachable. Explain to me one aspect of how you would do so.
She takes out a folder, and the first image she lays out is what is very clearly an orientalized McGurk. He's wearing samurai armor, like the ceramic plated samurai armor. Everything is in alternating red and blue hues, and it's one of those like obey posters, but at the bottom his hand is resting on his katana, and it says Jinsei wo Tsuzu Kanai. And then you can see it's kind of like a holographic paper, because when you move it around, it switches over into English and says, "Life does not continue. Like, disobey the clans, fight back now, join the cause." And then she brings out a second one that is Black Rabbit in a totally anime style. Her bunny ears are propped way up. She's got two huge piles of money in her hands. One is Karita K bills and the other is Comstar C bills. And there's like a little heart over her head, and she says, Kerensky's work credits, you can't spend those on the Magistry of Canopus.
This woman is brilliant.
I'm kind of looking at these and handing them over to Bandito. I'm mildly impressed. Continue.
She brings out a third one.
Pamphlets are one thing,
and
but
says,
pamphlets are not enough to win hearts and minds.
The next one, I believe, is the key.
Very well.
Some of my artists did a mock-up of some of your personnel. It's very clearly a
This isn't
Uncanny
Williamson, is it?
Valley, as close to reality 3D render of Bandito, completely naked, holding a cowboy cat at his crotch level. And it's part of the Mechwarriors of Crow's Black, like, men's calendar, essentially, like a fireman calendar.
Hell
and he's
yeah.
Mr. January.
You're hired.
You need a way to humanize your people. This is just the start. I don't know what your mission is here. No one knows what your
This is
mission is
most
here.
Arthur shit I've ever heard
We
in my
need
entire
to
life.
talk. Here are my demands. I talk directly to you. You're the only one that has authority. And I have full authority over all of my people. Hiring, firing, work. They all get bunks on this dropship with me. I get a private bunk. They get double bunks. I've got it all written down here. It's very complicated. I've got our pay rates as well. We get independent authority on our projects. We make comics. We make social media posts. We monitor things. We answer questions from the media. We avoid questions from the media that we don't want to answer. I'm not an expert in all of these things, but I know people who are experts, and I'm expert at managing them. And that's what I'm bringing to the table.
How many people do you have that would need bunks?
I think I could get as many as 20 people. I would form an independent corporation pending my ability to submit such paperwork to any sort of government that isn't the clans.
The other question
And
is,
we all want Lyran citizenship.
Do I even have the power to grant that?
I think our countess has. No,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
do.
think she does.
I mean, you are a noble of Kolovrati. You're a knight.
Do we have the ability to give them?
On top of that, you already do that for anyone who joins your unit. as part of your block operations thing.
You know, she said she wanted private.
She wants a private
Bunks?
quarter for herself and only
Private
double
quarter.
bunks for her artists. Like, the demands here, like, they need a private workspace that they all need to work in, like, no mech bay, minimum noise, minimum interruption, assurances of both rest and meals at a regular basis, even in war zones, etc., etc., etc.
Look over at Bandito. What do you think?
Well, I had to see the full terms, but it seems
It's
somewhat reasonable.
pages
at
and
the moment.
pages of things. I mean,
Oh,
it's pretty
shit.
yeah. I mean, it's comprehensive. None of the individual terms are ridiculous, but there's so much here. It's clear that she spent a lot of time thinking about this more than.
Is it like done on paper, or is it just like on like a tablet
Yeah,
file?
I mean, it's been printed out.
Oh, okay.
How many pages is it?
Let's say 5.
Oh, 5. That's not too bad. It's like if it's like 30 plus, then I'm just gonna hand it to the lawyer to have him look it over.
Son of a.
All right. So we sit down and read through them to make sure there aren't any truly ridiculous requests.
I think I'll try to figure out if what, as far as bunks and work area, is possible at the moment.
I mean, it's going to be pretty tough to accommodate this stuff on any dropship that you have currently. You're going to have to triple or quad bunk other people. You already overbunked both dropships, bringing more forces than they should technically be able to carry.
Is there any possibility we could clear out one of the cargo bays for more bunk space?
Yep. I
do
mean,
that.
so one of the cargo bays used to have a fuck ton of explosives in it, but Rapier has used all of them.
Well, then let's convert that into some slotted living quarters and stuff. That should help alleviate some of the overflow.
Okay.
Bandito, any objections?
Not at the moment.
I rather enjoy the stunnedness. Still surprised that someone so grim could be friends with Williamson, but
He's very good at
what am I
talking.
to say? Oh yes, that he does talk. I will
Pretty
give him that.
I'm pretty sure Williamson will talk to anybody that wears a skirt.
This is true.
Now, I don't know the guy completely well, but from what I've seen, this seems about his forte.
I have a fairly good handle on him.
I hope you do. The man is a potential menace in the future. I can tell. I'm going to
Very
be
well.
seeing sexual harassment charges out the wazoo in the future. I can tell.
One provision, however, is any items that you choose to bring onto the dropship will be inspected for listening devices and or explosives. We have a problem with clanners about lately that they have rather enjoy attempting to kill us.
She blinks a few times as if, like, yes, that's why I'm here.
So, if you can accept that, then I would be willing to hire you.
I will speak to my people, and we will arrive as soon as we can. I would
Very
be
well.
thrilled to stop making clan spaniel propaganda.
Clan Spaniel.
It's a children's entertainment program that the clans have us writing.
Oh, is there anything like that called that animated series?
Yes.
Oh,
That
dear
would be the
God.
one, sir.
All right. Dear Lord. All right. Well, very, very, very good. Continue. Consider yourself gainfully employed.
One final note before I leave, sir.
Yes.
Colonel.
Yes.
Over the last 9 years since the Smoke Jaguar have invaded, I've spoken with a lot of their techs that they have brought from their homeworlds. I believe that the total population of the clan homeworlds is somewhere slightly less than 750 million, which is smaller than the population of this planet. I think
Well, that
that
is surprising.
should we call for the help of the local people, if you can win their hearts, these Smoke Jaguars will be easily overthrown. They have no concept of just what a motivated populace is capable of doing. One cluster, no matter how large, of clan warriors can't overcome hundreds of millions of people.
That is a fair point, one worth pursuing. See to it.
All right, so she leaves.
Well then, shall we return to the... Apologize, Bandito. I thought, didn't realize that she would be so adamant in dealing with me.
Yeah. I do have one thing of uncertainty. It's about the calendars.
Why? You don't mind? You what? You don't want to post?
I'm creeped
for the
out how
calendar? I mean,
accurate they got it.
well, you should feel flattered. Just kind of smirks as you walk away.
More creeped out, but all right.
See what? Let's see. I picture you as a September, probably. Maybe we could get Heritage into. Maybe we could get Heavy 7 to be June.
I'm not sure what that means, but all right.
So we'll return to the others.
Medusa,
Mark,
as you're
Yes.
handling the burial detail work, your personal mech tech approaches you, and he's very shy and withdrawn and scared of you, and he says, ma'am,
Yes.
I understand you've been spending some time with the command lance.
Yes, just by circumstance, but yes.
As Heavy 7's right next to her.
You just appear out of nowhere.
Well, no, they went to see to it together.
Yeah, I don't know if we're
Yeah.
doing it in two different locations.
No,
or
I
if-
assume you're in the same location.
Yeah, I would think so. I'm
she's-
probably like, I don't know.
I think that Medusa's been swearing at the computer a lot because she seems to have a very bad time with technology.
Ma'am, I just wanted to let you know that your cauldron board has been fully repaired, but I just wondered if maybe you wouldn't be happier with something new, like the dire wolf that we just got in. And if you're spending time with the colonel, maybe you could get transferred to that machine. It seems
I don't
like
think
maybe you
that's-
might be happier.
I don't think that's an appropriate conversation to have with the colonel. I'm assuming that there is a logic to how these mechs have been assigned.
Your tech just looks at you like logic with the command lance.
Hey,
Doesn't say no. She doesn't say it, but she looks at you like that.
I don't have my own mech, as you know, so I am beholden to what is sent my way.
Yes, ma'am. I
And
know.
I would figure that if there is a repaired clan direwolf, that probably one of the officers would claim that.
Sergeant, I could just speak candidly with you for a moment.
Of course, just speak your mind.
I think we both
Speaking
know
here.
that Colonel Harridan assigns things based on his current level of favor towards people. It's pretty well known in the unit.
how
Wait,
dare
what?
you?
I always have other people handle that shit.
It might be a good idea to use your current level of camaraderie with, well, okay, whatever you'd like, ma'am. I'll go make sure that tag is working.
I'll
Yeah, good
interject in here and be like, do you want to pilot something else?
It's just, I haven't really reviewed TO&E and said this is a mech I want to pilot. I've just simply taken what I've been assigned to, Chief.
What's your preference? How,
Well,
how,
I mean,
how do you like to mix it up is what I'm asking.
my only concern right now is that the battle lance only at half strength. It's only me and Sergeant Birch right now. We've lost numbers, and Birch is still dispossessed. So I'm not sure. We're not at any sort of state of battle readiness other than having, a pilotless mech and a mechless pilot.
Sounds like those two go together like peanut butter and jelly.
But I don't know if I'd put Sergeant Birch in a Devastator. Just saying.
Why not?
That is the other mech assigned. That is the other mech assigned to Lance too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Do I know how good of a pilot Medusa is?
I'm assuming as a warrant officer, you've looked over everybody's
I would think so.
profiles. Yes, she's a better than average mech pilot.
In game stats, she's a 3-3.
All right. Listen. Have Billy start dialing you in on the Centurion. Not take it out yet. Just start simming on it and getting hooked up. He'll be as excited as hell to do that because it means he can crawl all over you a few extra
I
hours
want
out
to
of
give
the
you
day.
a flash forward of Billy just being like, "No, can't do it." That gyroscope is keyed specifically to McGurk. Okay, that is a sensitive piece of equipment. I can't. Who told you to do this? Carolyn, who told you to do this?
Like in that moment, he gets a text from McGurk. There's like, do it.
So he has to
Look.
sit in the chair. He's like, "This is gonna take 2 hours."
Just
Don't
start building an
move.
alternate profile. It's gonna cut into your nap time. It's not the fucking worst thing to happen to you today.
So Billy is just like hooking wires up to your brain and fitting a massive column neuro helmet on you, and he's just like, "Want some apple juice before we get started here?"
But yeah, if we flip back to the conversation that's happening, I'm like, look at me. I'm not going to be doing this forever. And those two beautiful machines can't go to waste when I'm done. So somebody needs to start getting ready to use them and put them to use. And it might as well be the legacy child. Because I know you didn't sign up to fucking dick around in a mercenary unit. So
I signed up to help, to be useful, to do something in this forsaken war that we're stuck in, and this is a way to do it. So
how else could
If
you
you
be
think-
more useful in one of the two most deadliest machines ever to walk a terrestrial surface?
Isn't that a medium mech?
The Centurion, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 55 tonner.
Where is she piloting now?
Cauldron Born's a 65 tonner.
Yeah.
It's not far off.
It's very, very, very different MO.
Very
That's right.
different
The battle
styles,
lance
yeah.
is a heavy lance, isn't it?
Yes, it's the
Yeah.
only mech that's currently in it is the Cauldron Born in the Day.
Didn't we assign mechs to flesh that back out from the captured clan stuff?
Nope, you have 4 unassigned mechs, and you have a whole lance with no pilots and all mechs. Yeah, you basically have 8 mechs that are going completely unused right now, plus an unused Devastator.
I thought we were going to reorganize.
That seems
Haven't-
silly. We can't assume.
Haven't
that-
happened yet.
Okay, do we need to tell you?
I love
how to
it
do
when
that?
the person who's in charge, like, I thought we were going to do that. Whose job is that? Oh, it's mine. Okay.
Is that mine? I need to do that?
I'm sure she gets assigned an actual mech for combat duty, but I'm just having her start to train on this mech. I'm not assigning it to a different lance or anything like that.
Crap, I don't even
Start
recall
training
what
on it.
clan.
Oh,
mechs
sorry.
we
You know what? We
captured.
actually did reassign some of the mechs. We gave a Puma to Torch. That's true. We did do that. And
Does
Hal, who's
Howler's
still in the house road, is still in the hospital.
Okay. What other pilots do not have max?
Birch.
Pretty sure we at least had a clan assault and a clan heavy, right? Or
Your
couple
current
of assaults?
unassigned mechs are Harridanzel,
You have a lot of
Archer
heavies.
4M, the Devastator, that's Pondo's, Kit Fox, Puma, Arctic Cheetah, that Cotton has also used, Direwolf, Warhawk, and Glass Spider. And Glass Spider is just 2 Gauss rifles that walks.
Warhawk. What's the Intersphere name?
Masakari,
Okay.
the 85-ton clan assault. It looks like a giant flat object with a springy body.
I would recommend to the group that we assign the Mazikari and the Archer to the Battle Lance.
Sounds fine to me.
I don't enjoy letting someone have my beloved Archer.
You're piloting a freaking Timberwolf. You can have an Archer and a half.
Yeah, but it's my Archer.
You got to get your. I don't go. That's my Devastator when I sign that thing.
Well, there's no one piloting.
Yeah,
the
but you didn't
Devastator.
like the Devastator. I love my Archer.
And
the
every time you
Devastator's death
don't, a
machine
single
in-
tear rolls down the Devastator's face.
Like coolant tear.
a little bit
Okay,
drop
so
of oil.
while Harridan's having this conversation, the Lance is being reorganized. While McGurk is having this conversation with Medusa, the Lance is being reorganized. And as we know, in the near future, Medusa is going to get tested on the Centurion, which is a lot of machine. Who knows if you can handle it?
Medusa's the Lance commander for the Battle Lance, right?
There's
There is
no
no
Lance
Lance
commander
commander
currently. They're dead.
If it's any help, by the way, Medusa's pilot ability is the one that lets her resolve all of her attack damage before the enemy's. Like, so effectively, she resolves her attack damage when it's delivered, rather than at the end of the phase.
That's a strong
Yeah.
move. That's a
Yeah,
strong
that's
ability.
pretty
That's
good.
strong.
Meaning
But
she
every
can-
every time you use it, you take pilot damage though.
So she can take mechs out before they shoot.
Right.
Right. That's what
Yeah.
you're saying. Okay.
So
Yeah.
you take.
Listen,
okay.
that's that anime move where someone's like, huh, they're fast.
But I'm faster.
Is
All
Medusa
your
the highest?
lasers. Nothing
Means
happens.
the Lance commander is dead. Is Medusa the highest rank? the Lance,
She's the most senior, not the highest rank.
Well, the most senior then she'll be the new Lance commander.
Good work. Good luck.
And so,
So
as the new
as this
Lance commander,
conversation's
the
happening-
disposition of the pilots to the mechs will be her responsibility.
Ow. Okay, James. I'll let you know when we get replacement pilots. And I'll message you on Discord. So as you finish your conversation with Heavy 7 and are heading to get tested for the Centurion, you get all sorts of new orders. You can see as you're passing into the mech bay that mechs are being moved around. Your Cauldron Born's being moved into the Lance Commander stall. Black Rabbit, it's been a day for you. What's going on?
I think she probably went to go blow off steam by painting someone's mech. It was either Banditos or Herodins.
Probably.
Please tell me.
Do we need
I wanna
to
know more about
flip
this.
a coin for this, or
I mean, we could. It's not going to be anything bad. I
I
mean,
don't know if it's Harridan's. It might be.
high,
He just did some pretty mean things.
high or low, and I'll roll the d6.
Sure.
I'll take high.
She paints Bandito's mech.
So as you start painting Bandito's avatar, someone knocks at the bottom of the mech and goes, "Excuse me,
Up.
Sergeant,
Yep.
why are you painting that mech?"
Giving it a custom paint job like the other mechs in our Lance.
That's not your mech, ma'am.
I painted the other mechs in our Lance as well.
You don't mind if I check with the pilot of that mech, do you?
Go for it.
All right, you get a call on your mobile, Bandito.
Yeah.
Sir, this is Quartermaster Lieutenant Meinrad. We've got someone hanging from a rig painting your mech.
Does that person have bunny ears?
Yes, sir, it is exactly who you would expect it to be.
Okay. What is she painting?
I don't know. I'm not an artist. I'm a quartermaster.
Leave her be for now. Let me know what she paints.
I'll send you a picture.
Sure. And if it's something bad, be prepared to paint it bad. Paint it off.
That's also not my job, sir. She just hangs up.
Is now.
I don't think I gave you enough.
Several seconds later, Bandito, you get a call from your personal mech tech.
Yeah.
Sir, there's someone painting your mech right now. Is there something I need to know about?
Yeah, it's probably just Black Rabbit.
Yeah, does seem to be a rabbit-shaped character.
Yeah, just let me know when she's done and what she painted, and be ready to paint over it if it's something bad.
Sir, that avatar's a lot of mech. That's a lot of, volume, surface area.
Penises. So many penises.
Are you sure you don't just want to have me talk to her real quick and maybe have her not paint the mech?
She's not going to listen to you.
Okay. All right. Understood, sir.
I'm sorry to tell you, but she probably won't listen to you.
You can feel part of him dying over the phone.
I'll
Black Rabbit, what do you draw?
I don't know, something cool probably.
It's a penis.
She's not currently. Say it. She's not currently mad at Bandito, so it's probably like some ghost tiger breaking out of it or something. Blue.
Okay.
Something that looks cool, and not
Something you would
know.
sense on the side of a van?
Not that other thing that you said.
the other thing. No, it's something. It's something you would see like a really good graffiti artist paint on a building. You know,
Yeah, Banksy.
something like
Yeah,
kinda
I
like
agree with
Banksy's.
James. Cotton is implying that penises aren't cool. Just
Something
don't,
you-
just fall back, Cotton. Do not attempt to engage this.
Something you'd see on like a 1986 Ford Ecoline like panel van.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's airbrushed on the side of a van. 100%.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
But I have a 7 in art, so it looks good.
Yeah, I bet it does. 7 in art? What the fuck?
I had
Jesus.
priorities.
Yeah.
My
can
art
rest,
skill
man.
used to be better.
I don't have a gun. I had other things to spend points on.
I just want to tell you,
Yeah.
I spent like 2 hours putting together a scenario for this, and we just are not going to get to it. I'm going to set it aside, and we're going to do another ground combat in the future that will involve it, but I thought we'd have 2 episodes as well, so, sometimes you got to take some quick steps.
I'm sorry. I think
We'll
I
live.
fell asleep last Thursday.
So, at this point, McGurk, you are alone. And that's
So
when,
alone.
out of
So very
nowhere,
alone.
Rapier appears out of the darkness with like a mist following him, and he's like, McGurk, I
How the fuck did you do that?
think the air conditioner's broke again.
Oh,
You know
fuck.
how it goes on these unions.
Okay. What? This is the first time I've seen him in a while, right? Like,
Yeah,
I've talked to him a couple times.
he smells like it's been a while since he's had a shower, and it looks like he's been running for, 40 or 50 kilometers.
You look like shit,
Thanks.
but it's good to see you.
You got any of that rip tear around here? Looking for some caffeine.
I don't know what that is, but I'm sure I have some.
Yeah, it's just basically
Yeah.
like a little.
Are we standing in like
Isn't
the
he
medical
supposed to
room
not
with
be
these two
drinking
dead
that
bodies
stuff
still?
anymore?
Like, is that where he comes and finds me?
Yeah, I mean, he comes to find you where you're doing your
Okay.
burial detail stuff.
Yeah, at this point, I've got these two guys dressed in like their dress uniform. You know what I mean? And I'm pinning their stuff on their uniform, and there might be a couple other people that are helping me. I don't know why he would be doing it all alone, but
Yeah,
we
I
can
mean,
just say he's
there's-
alone for the sake of the scene, right? He's alone.
There's naval orderlies that will help you do this, right?
Sure.
Like,
But whatever,
is what they-
we're done and they've left. So I'm
yeah.
just
So
standing
he's
there,
just
right?
like, listen, I found a clan supply base.
Tell me more. Music to my ears.
We've got low supplies throughout the city. Civilians got almost nothing. Even if we were to open our dropship stores, we couldn't a neighborhood for maybe a day. We've got clan flybys. I have a plan. I've been talking to some of the port masters that aren't in the Yakuza pockets, and I think that we can take a lance of mechs underwater. I'll take a scuba gear, and I will lead you to the location. We'll do a nighttime underwater assault onto the beach, take out the clans, then we'll bring in some transports, haul everything on board, get out. I think we can get enough food to feed the city for 2 or 3 more days, buy some time.
What's the expected opposition?
I'm not sure. I think maybe a star or less, but almost certainly there's going to be elementals involved. The intel's fresh, and it's
Are
only
there-
going to be good for a little while longer.
Are there
Clans
any
are impounding the ships at a nearby island to prevent them from getting here. And they're getting ready to offload everything, put it on their dropships, and move it out.
Are there any special considerations for making this seafloor walk?
Underwater in the dark, being led by a guy in scuba gear, with the underwater mobility device and Umu, yeah, it's gonna be real special.
All right. It's damn fine work, Rapier. I'll sell it to Harridan. You start moving your pieces, and I'll start moving mine.
It just goes, say, were we talking about that caffeine? Do you have any of those nearby?
I'm sure there's like a half fridge under like a counter somewhere that I'll open up and toss him
pulls
one.
one open and he shakes it, and then he hits the bottom so that the heating unit kicks in, and after 30 seconds he opens and it's just like
After you get things rolling, you need to take some time. I'm sure you know that.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Okay. You find some rack time as soon as you can. Preferably before you get back out there.
So he looks at you, he's like, I know you're lifelong infantry, but I am the lieutenant commander here.
It doesn't, you know that then you also know that I don't give a shit about that.
He laughs, he leaves, laughing while drinking, and he accidentally...
I'll fold you up like a lawn chair if you don't fucking find some rack time, lieutenant commander.
Yep, he leaves, dribbling a little bit of coffee while he's laugh drinking.
I chuckle too, because I know he knows that I mean it. Okay.
Shadow Moses.
I feel like wherever we're walking around or doing stuff, the next time Harridan sees me, I'm wearing like a kimono and flip flops. Just like it's pure coincidence that he's come out of this meeting. They're like, we need to anime up McGurk. I've got like a floral kimono on with lotus petals flowing across it or something.
For the guards that were killed, I would have posthumously awarded them, the Medal of Service, Medal of Sacrifice, and whatever else I could give them, because they died protecting us. And...
Yeah, I'll write up like the notification letters with all the data that Medusa supplied me, and I'll forward them to Harridan to sign.
Medusa would actually probably provide you with pre-written letters.
Okay, yeah.
She's used to writing death letters, so
I get the
thank God.
Yeah. I'll go over it and add, whatever I feel like, if anything, because I'm sure it's the standardized letter. She probably goes in and includes like the summary of the circumstances of service in which they lost their lives or whatever. So we go in there, embellish it a little bit or whatever. It's probably so well written that he can't add anything to it. He's not that smart of a man. So he goes on, sweet, and just sends it on to Harridan.
Harridan's like reading the letters. My God, I'm gonna have to give that a promotion.
Harridan, there's a knock at your door.
Enter.
It is your brother-in-law, Blake Marsden. He's wearing full Loki tactical gear.
You look like you look like you've either been busy or about to be.
Yeah, I mean,
busy.
he's like 20 pounds overweight and about 20 years too old to be doing this shit. But he says, Colonel, I read your recent acquisition of intelligence regarding this clan science officer.
Yes.
I believe that my services would be best put to infiltrating the planetary command center.
Explain why.
I have done nothing in this invasion. I am a trained intelligence operative and, to put it in the most Loki-ish way possible, a skilled terrorist.
That's fair.
Unless you'd like me to start killing civilians here, I feel my best purpose would be served infiltrating the enemy command center.
No, I feel killing civilians bad on this deployment.
There are several civilians that I have marked for elimination in the city.
May I ask why?
Killing civilians.
According to the intelligence that I've been gathering from your Mr. Rapier and several sources that I've been cultivating on my own, I believe that they may be collaborators.
Well, I'm sure this city has no shortage of collaborators, but...
I wouldn't go out of my way to get just anyone. I believe these people might be dangerous. I could privately check in on them if you'd like.
You know, I never thought I would ever hear these words leaving my own mouth in my entire life, but I'm going to say this. I trust your judgment in this matter.
All right. So he pulls down like you know, like a HUD thing, and he just
his Google glasses.
yeah, basically, yeah. You know, I'm not saying he's pulling down a night scope, right? Because it's not the middle of the night, but he pulls down modern day infantry tactical gear. And
Although that would be hilarious. Flip him on. Oh God! Oh,
Oh, wrong goggles.
you know, like as he's
Rock
leaving,
food.
he makes sure that his pistol is in the holster and the safety is off, and just leaves the dropship.
All right. Well, sending a man with a death wish to infiltrate the enemy command center.
Just be clear, he thought that you were sending him to go rough these people up, these collaborators.
Oh,
I know you didn't discuss it, but
I would have said
You did show more
on your
interest
way
in the-
on your way towards wherever the scientist is, maybe pay them a visit.
understood.
And when he leaves, the door closes, I just look down and say, sending a man with a death wish into the enemy headquarters. Probably not one of the wisest command decisions I've ever made.
Well, let's be clear. This is like if you were sending Sean Connery as James Bond to do a Bond movie, but it's Sean Connery now.
Right? I'm sure he's
Brad,
still
cut that
got
shit
some
out.
tricks up his sleeve.
LeVar Burton is dying, okay?
It's my Google glasses.
LeVar Burton saw you do that, and he's disappointed in you.
That's fair.
I mean, that visor was based off of the banana hair clips, so, you know, whatever. It's actually true.
I don't know where we want to go next. Dinner with Billy Wyndham Williamson, McGurk filling everybody in on Rapier's incredible plan to do an underwater dark night assault.
Sounds like a terrible plan.
After about 2 hours, you get several photographs from 2 different sources, Bandito, that show that you have some sort of blue ghost panther on the side of your mech now.
This is acceptable. You may leave it be.
You get an acknowledgement from your tech, but from the quartermaster, she just goes, "That's not my job."
What is your job?
I'm a quartermaster, sir. Do I need to detail what a quartermaster is to the executive officer? The proportionment and acquisition of supplies, including but not limited to armor, ammunitions, foodstuffs,
Yeah.
morale-producing items.
All right.
Do you require further explanation? Shall I provide you with a military handbook?
No, I'm good.
You get a order indicating that you have 1 digital delivery of like the basics of mercenary command. Kenneth Cross edition.
I just delete it immediately.
So you too want to be a mercenary commander. Let's talk about that in our patented
it's more like-
15-step process.
It's me, Kenneth Cross here. Well, no, it'd be Molly introducing Kenneth Cross. And then it would be like, so you want to be a quartermaster of a mercenary unit. Let me walk you through what they do. America. The quartermaster is in charge of paint acquisition. Technically true, but I feel like Cotton is using her own supplies. You know what they say, don't get high on the ship's supply. Who is Medusa's direct commanding officer? That's the Colonel Maxwell Harridan. He's commander of the first company.
All right, so I will seek him out then.
Okay. Harridan,
Very
you've
well.
been sought out. Where does this conversation take place?
Still in my office.
Okay.
I'll knock on the door then.
Enter. As soon as the door opens, you hear Heritage go, shit!
Sorry, sir, is this a bad time?
No, I just realized that Heavy 7 was talking about needing a PsyOps officer, and I realized my brother-in-law would have been perfect for that. Now I just send him out on... You know what? Never mind. What can I do for you?
I just wanted to find out, in light of today's incident in the city, are we still coming and going freely from the base? I had plans outside the base tonight in my off time. Wanted to make sure that's not missing.
The orders still stand that no one is to leave the security of the base unescorted.
I feel like Billy Wyndham Williamson appears in your head and goes, "Yeah, I'll be escorting you, girl." And that's what, that might not be what he says, but that's what you feel in your head is what he would say.
In your heart.
Yep.
All right, I'll remain on base then. Thank you, sir.
Unfortunately, the situation out in the city is we've been losing people due to civilians trying to raise their caste level, and especially an officer would be a very tempting target indeed.
I'm not an officer, sir, just an NCO. But that's right.
You are a lance commander. That's
As of 10 minutes ago.
I do recall writing the order. I'm sure you probably received it. That would also make you an exceptionally tempting target. What is so important that you need to attend alone?
No, it's not. It's nothing. It's just personal time, and I didn't realize. That's why I was out and about today when I was in the area. I didn't realize that there was a standing. Well, no one told me about the standing order. So.
Is it a hot date? Is it?
Raddosaurus playing a young high school male.
Is that a problem, sir?
No. I wish I could accommodate you, but I can't rescind that for the sake of personal dalliances that, in a scenario that might be putting your life on the line.
No, I'm not asking you to rescind it. I simply wanted to understand the circumstances, and I will abide by the orders, of course. That's I'm not asking you to make any exceptions, sir. And that's why I sought you out, because I thought this may be the case.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Should have you know, we had a couple of recently captured clan mechs cycled into your lands. I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know your own skills and the skills of your pilots to be able to see to the disposition of who will be piloting what.
I will see to that straight away. I did see the movements in the mech bay, so I will get onto that. Thank you, sir.
Very well. Also, we have a clan Daishi floating about. Any ideas?
I had heard that also, sir.
Any ideas on who might be interested in such a machine?
It's not a conversation I've had with any of the other staff so far.
Face of APGamingREAL floats before you. You see the words 5 ERPPC appear out of nowhere.
Nah, that's what stuff. I'm gonna put another ERPPC on there. 6. I'll send you the sheet.
Yeah, but then you can't fire it. It just explodes.
You can't fire the 5.
You can fire 5. All you have to do is play Mechwarrior 3 and use the coolant flush.
All you have to do is play a different game by
all
yourself.
you have to do is play a video game and cheat at it. Exactly.
You can use the Daishi, but it has to be one that I make.
Should I provide you, sir, with a list of recommendations or considerations on mech assignments outside of the command lance?
Well, I've been thinking the command lance that everyone seems to be relatively happy with their current situation and mechs that they're piloting. And I don't want to see that beast go to waste, and you are the next heaviest unit there. So I was thinking of assigning the Daishi to your lance as either a replacement for temporarily damaged machines, or you could pilot it, or you could assign it to one of your pilots.
It's been my experience, sir, that the optimization of a lance requires considering all 4 mechs within the lance, and so therefore I would need to work out how to optimize around the Daishi A if that mech was to go in, given its relatively low speed and lack of jump jets. So they need to make sure the other mechs are either equipped to make up for its shortfalls or to double down on that form of combat style.
Very well. Well, let me know if you think that it would be a fit for your lance. Then we'll roll it in. If not, then we'll roll it into either roll it into one of the other lances or keep it as a standby. And then we'll cycle it in and out as needed.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sending this Medusa art now to chat, and I'm also putting it in the description of the video so people don't yell at me.
I tried to stream it, but my computer, my little tablet didn't want to handle it. It kept freezing up, so I was going to doodle on it while we were going, but to no avail.
Looking good.
It is spelled with an E though, just saying Medusa.
Oh yeah, I wrote that while my computer was in the process of freezing. So yeah, I might have missed a letter or confused a letter. Not uncommon for me. I'm not that smart.
Just to compile the dire wolf. It's gonna be something of my design. I mean, insane, crazy.
So it's Black Rabbit then.
What?
Don't worry about it. Black Rabbit, speaking of you, I want to add that you have been getting a number of like social media posts that are beginning to back up on your phone.
I'll look at it.
You've been like the local tweet that the portrait of you earlier that we saw of you like holding two different piles of money in very anime style has been released to the public.
Oh geez.
Is
And
Black
you're
Rabbit
tagged
trending
on the picture, and people are just like, so cute. Someone's like, I heard about this incident. Like, I heard that she's such a calm girl healing people in the middle of combat. And someone's like, she was the only one helping the civilians. Everybody else there was shooting or stabbing. Getting a lot of praise.
I told everyone to
Can
get
I
down.
see where this picture came from, though?
Absolutely. It came from a newly formed corporation. The Twitter account just started today. And in the profile, it indicates that it is a contractor directly for Lieutenant Colonel Maxwell Harridan.
I'll go to Lieutenant Colonel Maxwell Harridan.
Uh-oh. I feel like I'm in trouble.
And then I don't think she's gotten to the comments yet. I think she's just seen the picture.
Probably still in my office with the door open and Medusa in there.
I just come in, hold out my phone, and go, what is this?
That, I believe, is what people would call, yes, an autistic rendering. Yes.
Why did you send it out?
I sent nothing out. No.
I scroll
Your
up to
phone
where it
bings
says
real quick as you get an email.
me.
Yes.
I look at the email.
It is from Chiyosun Guyen of silverwingedmediamagic.com. And it says, Miss Ambassador, I would be honored if you were to grace our photo shoot as Miss February. I have included the details further here. Please reply at your earliest convenience. We were hoping to complete the calendar in the next 72 hours.
What is this calendar?
Is that what you email her back?
No, that's what I say out loud as I'm reading it.
Wait, she was serious?
I feel like the Mr. January picture is sitting on Harridan's desk.
You just slowly trying to indiscriminately slide a folder over the top of it.
Like holding the paperwork for Medusa's lance, and I just set it over the top of it. Yeah.
Is it the picture of Bandito for the rendered one?
Yeah, with the cowboy hat over his junk, yeah. But his shoulders look good and he's flexing in the process.
Ripped. Yeah.
There's something going on that I should know about? Who is this company?
So we hired a public relations firm to help better our image on the planet.
Do you think maybe you should tell someone before their picture gets posted to social media?
I actually did not realize that picture was going to be released.
What's the calendar for?
They're doing a calendar.
I show him the email.
Huh. Well, it makes sense, I suppose.
Need to make a deception check real quick.
Me?
I don't know.
I didn't
know
know they
about
were
the calendar.
actually going to be doing a calendar. I thought it was just an idea.
No, you got to win the hearts and minds of people through smut.
That's fair. Listen.
I guess I send a formally worded letter in ambassador mode, asking for more details on what this calendar is.
She replies after a minute. In order to show the common people of Albiero 3 the vulnerable yet sexy side of Crow's Black, we wish to humanize the unit, and what could be more humanizing than their favorite local mascot, Black Rabbit Chan? Fuck that. They don't go to the War Orphans Fund, Grimdark James. Proceeds go to Silverwing Media Magic.
Maxwell,
Yes.
do I need to tell you what this email is? Or do you actually already know about the calendar?
I did not know that the calendar was actually going to be a thing. If you do not wish to do it, I will not order you to, and I will not force you to, but I would ask you to consider this. We have been losing people because of the perception of us being invaders on this planet, not liberators. And this PR solution is designed to better us in the public image, and in so doing, help save lives. I do not want a repeat of what happened earlier today, not ever again. And yes, I know I was harsh on that man to try and get information, and I know I've been harsh in judging those that killed our own, but I do not wish to see that sort of thing continue. So I will not make you, but I would ask you to at least consider it.
Maybe. Depends on what they want me to do.
That's all well and good. And if they want you to do something that you do not like or you're not comfortable with, then tell them no.
Next time, you tell me before a picture of me is posted to social
If I
media.
had known they were going to be releasing a picture of you, I would have asked you first.
And then she just like holds up her phone. She goes, "I'm not this cute. I'm edgy."
I feel like right about then, McGurk bursts into the office.
For a great many people, edgy is, in fact, cute.
Having received
You realize
a
that,
similar
yes.
image.
Oh, yeah.
He's taken like
When do we do this?
He's taken like a bucket and like cut it to be like a samurai helmet. He's got it on his head, and he's got like, you know how people take like the cardboard 12-pack cases and turn them into cosplay?
Yeah.
Got that all cut up and like duct taped onto him as like samurai armor, and he's like, "This is gonna be awesome! Why didn't you tell me we were doing this?"
At this point, Ava Anastasia is trying to pull Heavy 7 out of the room. She's like, "That's a private meeting, sir. We're an officer."
He just starts Ric Flairing wooing as he gets dragged out of the office.
What are you wearing?
Well, at least Heavy 7's excited about all of this. Suppose I
What do
shouldn't
yours
be
and
surprised
Banditas
by
look
that.
like?
I'm sure I have no idea. You know what? No, I'm going to. An image of you got released on a social media without your permission, so I feel it's only fair. And I pull out from underneath the folder the image of Bandito, and I hand it to her. You can have that.
Does Bandito know that this might be on social media?
Yes, he was in the meeting.
Well, just hand it back.
Did
You
they
can
post
keep
that?
it, since apparently you wanted to keep it on your desk for whatever reason.
No. Don't, not that, not funny. No. Yes, by all means, if you do not wish your images to be posted in that way, just say the word and I will stop it. If you're not interested in doing the calendar, I will stop it, but I would ask you to consider it.
I think she's kind of reading it and she goes, it's fine.
Thank you.
It
very
seems
much.
to be working.
I appreciate it. Great.
Sheridan, you get an email from Tia Soon Nguyen at silverwingmediamagic.com.
Okay. I'll bring it up on the computer.
Lieutenant Colonel Maxwell Harridan, it would be my pleasure to offer you a spot as Mr. December.
Oh my god.
And it's a picture of Harridan, like that kid off the suntan lotion bottle, where he's like going like this, and there's like a Yorkie like pulling down his underwear, and like he's got like some untanned.
No,
like,
it's actually
cheek
Harridan.
showing.
It's Harridan as Santa Claus, but like sexy Santa Claus. He's only wearing the hat, and it's got a present box, and that's it.
He's like Michael Scott, Santa Claus.
That's my actual in character reaction, is just to toss down. Oh my god.
Harridan, you get another email. It's from Rapier.
Oh, thank God. All right.
Sir, can you explain to me what Mr. July is?
I just respond, I thought Heavy 7 was going to be July, but all right. It's called, I just enter. It's called a PR blast, period, send.
I think his reply is, I don't understand why I'm holding such a large rifle between my legs in this mock-up.
I would have thought
I reply real quick.
Like a pin-up on a motorcycle image.
It's for flavor, and then send. So, just close my email client. Like,
yeah,
no more right now.
You start getting more. Like, one is from the Baron. It's just like, sir, excuse me, Mr. March, I'm very clearly a November. I think we need to have a talk about this public relations thing.
Take it up with the PR department.
Is there anything else you require, sir?
Oh dear God!
Just awkwardly standing there this whole time.
It's like,
I love
let's.
the idea that Heavy 7 is still on the bridge, the door's closed, but you can still hear him going, woo!
Woo! Yeah.
All right. Well, this is going to be a thing that I have to deal with now. I'm sure that won't bite me in the ass at all. No, I believe that will be all, unless something else comes up in the next few moments, which would not surprise me in the very
You
least.
hear a knock on the door.
And there it is. Enter.
The door opens. Billy's there. He's just like, I'm not coming in, sir. I was just picking up my date.
What?
Wait, what?
I'm not. What?
We'll have to stay on base tonight, Billy, but I'll be there in a second.
Okay, don't worry. I'm cooking.
What? Just
Aneurysm. Right
So
there.
at this point, Prince comes from her captain's chair.
go.
She's like,
just go.
sir, could I ask you not to turn the bridge of my starship into a focal point of mockery during operations?
Woo!
Wait. What do you mean focal point of
Can I
What is
execute this man, sir? She just points to Heavy 7.
Oh, that. No. Apologize. No. Just use a broom and kind of shoo him off the bridge.
I'm going to speak with the ship's engineer about having an alternative entrance to your office place that does not go through the bridge, sir.
That would be amazing. Thank you. Also, an escape hatch.
I'm going to ignore that one, sir, unless you make it in order.
No, it's not in order.
That's
And
good.
I sent an
don't think the
email
ship
to
can
Heavy
survive
7.
that many structural integrity disasters.
I sent an email to Heavy 7 that just says
He's standing like 10 feet from you.
Doesn't matter. I'm not going to say it out loud. I sent an email to him, and it's just in all caps. It says, "Did you know that Medusa was dating Billy fucking Williamson?" with like 50 exclamation points.
I feel like it takes longer to put the exclamation points than it does to type it.
Well, autofill, just hold the button down.
Yeah, right.
It's
But
fine.
then it has to, you gotta.
He gets a response back that just goes, woo! It's just like 14 O's.
I just look at that. It's like, should have seen that coming. My
Harrigan gets
God.
an email from Bandito's like, sir, this situation of the calendar design, it's getting out of hand.
I just replied, "Did you know that Medusa was dating Billy fucking Williamson?"
Look
Wait,
at this
what?
maximum level of military discipline and decorum that this unit practices.
Sir, I
How
feel
does
like
that
you
even
typed something-
happen?
Sir, I feel like your computer's having some mistyping. I thought you just said something about Medusa dating Williamson.
Your autocorrect must have done something weird there.
It just replied, "No, that's what I meant. What the hell is even happening? How does that? What universes are we living in which that would be a thing?"
I don't know, but I feel somewhat responsible and somewhat apologetic to Citadel when we get back.
Yes, I'll let you explain that one to him. Yes.
Well, shit.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. I wash my hands of it then.
So, just to be clear, your door is closed. Black Rabbit is still standing in your office while you're texting.
I'm just on my keyboard, just.
There's a knock
Like,
at the
if she
door.
wants to hang out, it's fine. I don't mind. And
It is Melissa Prince,
she'll look over
Crossroads, captain
a
of
Black
the ship.
Rabbit. Busy day, apparently. Yes. What can I do for you, Prince?
She looks kind of grim, and she puts a report down on your desk and says, "Sir, I have the signatures of at least 30 crewmen who are protesting to your decision earlier today.
Which decision would that be?
The decision where you decided the summary execution of miners. There are several people aboard this vessel that do not believe that they can conduct themselves in good discipline if such an event was to take place. There
I
are
thought we
very
went to-
strong
I thought we
feelings
were
among the
handing
crew.
them- I thought we were handing them over.
You are handing them over to the Korean police who will be executing them.
Curious how this got out so quickly.
Yeah, because this office is the most secure.
Through like several bulkheads now. Woo! But he's got like 5 or 6 other people going now, so there's like a chorus of it happening.
Very well. If anyone would wish to speak with me directly about any of these concerns, please let them know that I am available should they choose to avail themselves of it.
She says, "Ambassador, if you will excuse us." Miss Lockwood?
What?
She
She was
gestures
like
towards
reading
the door.
some stuff. Do you mean to leave?
If you would.
All right.
She's just checking Facebook on her phone.
She was
there and
just
all.
checking
That's-
Facebook.
Yeah.
She's like reading all the comments under her picture.
Yeah.
I feel like this scene fades to black as we follow Medusa to the outdoor bar and dining area that's been set up where people are getting drinks, and Rapier is there. He apparently has put together some pretty sizable ramen bowls with some steaming pork fumes going off of them. He's just like, "That's right, girl. Only the best for you."
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
A couple.
sir.
Well, you said rapier.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Rapier?
not.
Okay.
I meant Billy Windermere.
Billy. Okay. So I was like, man, Billy got Rapier to like make them noodle bowls for their date.
Wow.
My apologies.
That's really impressive.
McGurk shows up with like a tray and some champagne on it, and like a towel over one
Actually,
arm.
if you want to do that, Rad, that would be amazing.
No, I feel like he's probably bartending though at this outdoor bar because it's all the crew, right? It's like
Yeah,
the bar
it's-
we've set up for the dropship. Like,
Correct.
okay, yeah.
Well,
I
for
feel like
the
He's
both
busy
drop
with
ships.
he's busy with a shaker.
it's a whole scene going on. There's like K-pop playing, and he's bartending, and
K-pop.
Have you seen the like 80s commercials from Japan with like Arnold Schwarzenegger in them? You can fucking YouTube those things. I feel like that's what's happening right now.
Billy's just like, busy day, huh? How
Oh,
about
is that
those
to
calibrations?
this is to Medusa or to
Yeah, to you. Yes, to Medusa.
Okay, yeah. No, it has been a pretty horrid day, but at least it's almost over. We can have a meal, and yeah, I've got some rack space set aside.
Wow, Sid was just. He's just like, okay, yeah.
Rack space, what? I'm glad Bandito has to tell Citadel about this.
And that's some Fade to Black right there. Let me double check my schedule. Is Eric joining us next week? No, he's not joining us until the 19th.
I was gonna say
yeah.
Eric and James next week together. I'll make a 7-man overlay. I can do it.
I can't wait for your 10-man overlay for the 5v5 that you somehow magicked up.
They're all going to be like just 20% the size they are right now. Just like little bitty, like on roll 20, like the little boxes, you know, at the bottom.
So for anyone that wasn't here last week live, when Cotton was gone, we did a discussion for 4 hours. It's not in the playlist for Battletech, but you can find it by just searching for Battletech Talks. And Rad outlaid his vision for how he's going to hunt down and kill another group of players. Just ruthlessly stalk and murder them.
Listen, the Indo Still guys got to know that I'm coming for them. I'm coming hard. Hard.
Listen, I got to tell
I
you,
need to know-
listen, that Raven is going to get all up in your face.
I need to know what their battle
miss.
value is so I know exactly how large the Jenner wolf pack is that I'm bringing to the fight.
What are you, me?
It's going to be, yes. It's all for
General
Arthur.
Wolfpack.
Explosion ammunition everywhere.
It's
Just
going to be like
overheat.
six Jenners.
Grimdark James, thanks for joining us on your work vacation work,
Oh.
whatever we're going to call that.
Thank you for having me.
I feel like we learned a little bit about Medusa, but now I just want to know so much more.
I fully expected somebody to actually like question her on like, you know, why Billy, and I had the whole response all set up. So
No one ever
Left it
did
savor the time.
so. We'll have to wait for your next
I
appearance.
was too taken aback.
I chose to just play it like I'm playing it like McGurk knows something about Billy that everybody else doesn't, right? Like he's known this guy for years, or I don't know, for however long,
years.
right?
Yeah,
Like
since Solaris.
he's probably seen him be in relationships. Like deep down, I think
Many relationships, yes.
yeah, he knows that deep down, he knows what Billy's about, and either he's going to treat this girl really well and it's not going to work out, and so no harm, no foul anyway, or like he's a scoundrel with a heart of gold. Whatever the case is, McGurk is probably wise to it, and he'll know when to like interject himself to spare Medusa as much as possible, if that's even necessary. Because as much as like him and Billy are at each other all the time, like they're not best friends, but I feel like they're probably pretty close.
Okay.
It was like a couple of weeks ago, Arthur sent me a message saying, "Are you good for Battletech?" I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, "Okay, did Medusa hook up with Billy Williamson?" So that's literally like his second question after, "Are you free?" So
Scoundrel. Wow, chat has turned against my boy. Scoundrel? What a harsh word to refer to such a gentle soul. Hardworking.
Lies.
Crabs.
Console. Always a
Hardworking is
scandal.
probably one thing.
Wow.
Aside from
Syphilis.
nap time.
Crabs. Syphilis.
He said nap time and then he immediately went back to work in the mech bay.
We don't know that.
We don't know that.
That's because you don't know Billy. And you know why? It's because
We
you
just
don't have
know-
a
we
heart
just-
of Sleemow.
We just know that he has syphilis.
Someone was like a Sleemow, a real music genre. I'm like, no, I made that shit up. Industrial jazz, the sound
It
of
is.
the mech bay.
Google it. Don't Google it.
Sleemow is amazing. You know, speaking of Sleemow, let's talk to the most Sleemow person here, Grimdark James.
How you doing, AP? I had a good game today. It was a lot of fun. Glad I could make it along. Glad that the internet, this hotel worked. So it's interesting to delve so deep into a character in such a short period of time. But that was a good game. And I will be back here on Saturday for it will be the final of Warhammer Season 1 we're thinking at this point in time.
So, but you know, I can't make you finish a combat, so.
No, that is true. Yeah. And based upon the conversations we've been having about Warhammer since then, I've been burdened with glorious purpose, and I've been furiously writing in my spare time. So
That's good. All I've been
Burdened
doing
with
is
glorious
being like,
purpose. I'm gonna have to remember that.
I've been going,
that's Loki's line from Avengers.
Yep. Mhm.
yeah, a warm light for all mankind.
Avengers 1, no less.
Okay, you'll write all this stuff up, and somehow we'll manage. to
I'm
do
actually
something completely
rewatching
opposite.
all the Marvel movies right now, and I got to Iron Man 2, and Captain America's next, and then Avengers.
I recently rewatched Avengers 1. That's a solid movie, man.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a
the
really good
soundtracks is what's going to hold up. The fucking Avengers
100%.
theme song sticks with them for the next 15 years or so.
I mean, just remember, Arthur did recently admit that with one line of dialogue, I basically destroyed 2 years worth of
Yeah, plenty.
Stuff.
Yeah,
So have I told you, Pondo, how I write campaigns?
drunk.
No,
Blindfolded with 1 foot behind your head.
So what I do is I write down everything that's going to happen if the players do absolutely nothing. Like literally the bad guys do this and do this and do this, and then they win end of the day. And then you throw the players in the mix and just see how that changes the narrative, because you can't plan for the players. You just got to
Sure,
plan
I
around the
agree.
players.
And the way that you organize things sounds a lot like the Apocalypse World Dungeon World method of GM prep. I'm looking forward to playing an Arch Militant in your game, as I will be playing instead of GMing, although I will be hosting the stream. But I gotta tell you, I'm disappointed that there's not a splat book for it. All my primary power is going to be shooting people with large guns. Sid's primary power is using his brain to explode himself.
Solid choice.
not explode
Going
others, because
to-
that would require good dice rolling. No.
I
Sid's
agree.
going
I
to
saw.
reenact his Skulls and Shackles torture.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, I gotta say, I've seen a lot of
I'll
characters.
turn the entire world against the Union, and
I'll be playing the Indiana Jones / Zap Brannigan character.
Please not that
The
Brandon.
Road Trader?
You're gonna just play that guy from the Pokemon, the last episode that we did.
Oh God!
He's like, that's right, we call it the Lugia where I come from. Who's the
Arthur, I think-
master of the Lugia?
I think this will actually be the first game or campaign where Arthur and I are both players.
Correct. You might not know
So
this,
that'll
but I
make
my
rarely get to
friend
play.
Lynette to get some stuff set up.
So I'm looking forward to it.
James, when you're not planning to, I don't know, destroy the universe, and we have to stop it as brave capitalists looking to kill everyone and take all their stuff, or at least enslave them so that they pay us money, what are you doing?
I do the Grimdark podcast at www.grimdarkpodcast.com. Coming back shortly after a bit of a hiatus. I'll also be at Gen Con this year. I might be running some Battletech Grinder there. I've reached out to the Catalyst team to see if I can get some GM time in. I keep meaning to actually. I've been told I can register these games when I play in the Battletech stream as part of my, Catalyst Gaming Lab's responsibility. And the good thing is, if I can get that done properly, then you guys can get CGL player points to actually get free books as well. So
Oh, boy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is it only
Tell
when
me
you're
more.
here? Guess it's time to make you a permanent cast member for season 5.
Well, everyone, it's been fun, but it looks like this will be my final episode of Battletech.
No, we're just going to turn the
I'll
main
be
lance into a
permanently
command
replaced.
star instead of a command lance. You guys are all
It's
about
not-
adopting everything good about the clans and then executing anything that sucks. James, you got anything else going on?
Literal with the executing.
That's all I got. I'll see you all on Saturday. I'll see some listeners on Saturday, or viewers on Saturday, some of the podcasts on Saturday.
Well, I hope you
The
don't
rest
see
of
any
you,
listeners on Saturday.
I'll catch you in chat.
If you're close enough to see our audience members, I feel like there's some very serious problems. I gotta tell you though, one day I want to be at that critical role level of filling a auditorium with 3,875 people to watch a live game. That's end goals right there. That's when I'm 70 and just barely hit that level of success. Cry,
That's the end
die
game?
on stage from a heart attack on the last roll right there. Let's wrap up to a good life. You know, speaking of someone with one foot in the grave, let's talk to Raddosaurus.
That's right. I'm practically dead inside, so that I'm pretty much, that's my 1 foot. I had a lot of fun tonight. I thought it was a good session. You know, we didn't get to push mechs around on the board, but that's okay. I think that's fine. I should have known from the very beginning that Arthur would find a way to turn Battletech into an anime. So now he has.
I literally wrote an anime opening and ending at the beginning of the season.
Did you?
Yes.
He did. That is
true.
something he
Yeah.
did do.
Actually, yeah, I do remember that now that you say that. So yeah, like James mentioned in chat, now I just have more art that I'm obligated to do now that I have to draw a anime version of all the characters in the game. Did we ever catch what Harridan, what his deal was? In his
Harridan
picture?
wasn't on any of the posters.
So we don't have an image for him yet then.
He's supposed
I
to be
don't
Mr.
have
December as like a Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not very anime, but okay.
I'm sorry that not everything is anime, Raddosaurus.
I mean, I know that, Arthur. I'm not sure you do, but I know that.
When I'm trying to appeal to the hearts of the Korean people, I go with their go-tos.
It's okay. Bandito didn't get an anime thing either. He just got.
That's true. He's just naked.
He's just naked with his hat over his.
Do yourself a favor and Google
It's
Arnold
a penis.
Schwarzenegger Japanese commercials and watch a couple of those. I think they'll really key you in on some good inspirational material. If you've never seen Coming to America,
You
watch
need
that.
to see that.
Do yourself a favor. And yeah, that's it. That's it for me. I gotta wake up in like 4 hours, so that's it. I'm good.
Good God.
Yeah.
Cotton, you made it through this episode, even though there was a bunch of dicks.
What?
It was mainly Sid's fault.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Cotton. I'm super tired. I'm sorry for spacing out there at the end. I've been working a lot.
Everybody's working for the weekend.
Actually, that's accurate,
tomorrow.
I guess.
I still have a day of work and then I get to do the weekend stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm
Yeah, I work
excited.
all weekend, so
I'll be working all weekend.
Nobody's working for their own version of the weekend. Part of Pondo's weekend was today.
Okay.
That's all I got. This was fun. I was worried about the ground combat, but it wasn't that bad.
That's because that was the tutorial ground combat. We didn't get to the one with like 20 bad guys.
That's fine, because I had a chair.
The 20 bad guys one came with the expectation that you'd be rolling up with a sniper rifle, a rocket launcher, and an autocannon.
Yes. I was kind of excited to use one of those, but at the same
Destructible
time,
buildings is a thing that I have built into that scenario.
I'm excited to do that someday.
You know,
did you know I played Left 4 Dead last night and found out you could blow up the gas station on accident if you shot it, and Pondo was under it with me.
we did it on purpose, if you recall, on No Mercy.
I didn't recall.
I was like,
recall.
yes, we're all going to go up in here and we're going to blow up the gas station on purpose.
I remember you saying that, but I
Yeah.
thought you were. I thought you had a gas tank under there or something.
Nope, you just shoot the gas station.
I shot a zombie. It blew up the gas station. It hurt us both. We almost died.
See, I did see you playing Left 4 Dead last night while I was doing New Game Plus, but I was confused as to why you guys weren't playing Left 4 Dead 2.
Because I don't want to play Left 4 Dead 2 without it being my first time on the show.
Oh my god, that's so fucking innocent and pure.
She also wants to blame you for
Connor
you
Hughes
not
is
teaching
dying
her.
in the audience right now. Like, I just want to have the power of friendship.
She also wants to blame you for not telling her things about the second game. I did get a whole bunch of they didn't tell me this when we did this.
Listen,
You didn't tell me it either. I usually found out by accidentally
There's
blowing
a-
up the gas station.
there's
Honestly, I
a
forgot
lot
about
in
it.
the game, and what I concentrate on is making sure everyone moves together and survives. You know, speaking of someone who didn't survive, let's talk to a guy that I boomed, Pondothemad. I boomed him so good ×4, he asked me to be on his MVP team.
When did you boom me?
Oh, I boom you all the time.
When?
So good. ×4.
I don't recall these times that you speak of. I am Ponder or Pondothemad. You can catch me on YouTube or Twitch /Pondothemad, or you can catch me here Saturday nights playing 40K, which will be, I'm guessing, after a break. This weekend's probably gonna be the last episode, I think it was. After a little break, we'll be doing Rogue Trader.
Yep.
Which again, I'll be being the Rogue Trader, so I'll be the incompetent leader with the band of misfits.
I would prefer you be the competent leader, but
I mean, if you don't want to be the leader, I can be. I don't
No,
know.
I want to be the leader, just to be incompetent.
Oh, okay.
I'll be the competent
we
leader.
don't want you to be incompetent.
That's fine.
Yeah,
you-
don't be like Harridan. That's
James, that Mr. December that you put up, that's 100% accuracy in canon right now.
Yep.
Yep.
Figured.
Yep.
Interesting.
My Google search was anime sexy Santa.
I don't think he's
it-
that anime, but that's definitely a sexy Santa.
I'm about 90% certain that's just Reinhardt in a Santa costume.
It does seem familiar.
Because he has the scar over the left eye.
wait, where is this?
In the Battletech chat on AP's channel. Not our personal chat, but the chat with cast. It's about 99% certain that it's just Reinhardt in a Santa costume.
Oh yeah, that would be my first guess. Would be Reinhardt, definitely.
Like I was saying, Sunday nights, I have my own game where I play. You can correct me if I'm wrong, James. Gestalt.
Gestalt.
Gestalt. Yes.
Insight.
Gestalt. With Cotton and with a couple other guys there. On Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then I'll be on Board Game Call and Pokemon whenever they're out. I think Pokemon's already out now.
Yep, all the Pokemon episodes are out.
I'm guessing you already released I don't know if you released the board game last.
Nope. I only released the first episode because nothing happened for 2 weeks, and I desperately needed anything to fill the time.
Right. That's it for me.
Okay, SidAlpha.
Hi. Yes, I'm still here. I had mixed feelings tonight. I did have a lot of fun, but at the same time, I mercilessly killed a lot of people.
Look at James with this layup here. Were you trying to let me alley oop? Let Sid do his intro first.
So yeah, apparently my iron fist was showing a little bit tonight with people killing our people and my not liking people killing our people. But hey, that's okay. I'm going to be back on Saturday for Warhammer 40K. That's going to be a great deal of fun. In the meantime, I have a monumental amount of day job stuff I have to get cleared out of the way, and then hopefully either Saturday or Sunday I'll be able to get a new YouTube video up, because there's been the list of dirty devs, they be a growing, and I also want to find some time to sit down and have a good long video discussion about the new NVIDIA GeForce Now and all of the stuff going on surrounding that. So I've got a full plate both on day job and on YouTube that I've got to get done and out of the way. So keep an eye on my YouTube channel for that. I generally poke around and stir trouble on Twitter and things such as that. And yeah, that's me. That's what I
Hey,
got going
Arthur.
on.
Yeah.
Next time you do a bingo, I want you to add in a square that says Arthur gives the group a tough moral choice, and the group just doubles down with the hardcore decision.
That's the free space.
I mean, I'm the first one to admit I do not care about NPCs for the most part.
Really? I had no idea.
Except for Baron.
Baron, I only know him as Mr. March.
I hear he's petitioning for November.
It's Baron. He'll get it.
Are you want to send in a word for him?
I mean, if that's what he wants, he is important, you know.
You got anything else, Sid?
No, I don't believe so. I think that puts things as succinctly as possible.
Friends at home, did you know that I have a new Battletech show called Oath of Endosteel? If you would like to get a first look at it, subscribe at any level on Patreon, including the $1 level, and you will get access to meetings with me, all of my old material, and anytime a Oath of Endosteel episode is ready to go, you'll get at least 1 week, possibly more, of time to get a look at it before it releases. You are thirsty for that Dragon Slayer meets Ninja meets Knight content. Patreon.com/APGamingREAL is the only place to go. Or, I mean, you could write a fan fiction about it, but if you're thirsty, I don't know that you have time to stop and write. Why is everybody dunking on Crimson?
Well, she did burn people at the stake.
I mean, she burned Comstar collaborators. You guys just executed a fucking bounty hunter whose only job was like, I'm just checking people out, and there's an incident, and I'm gonna show up and try to make sure.
Do not loop you guys. That was all Sid. No
Okay.
offense, Sid. I'm sorry.
Listen, Cotton,
Nobody
I
is suing
rarely
you about it.
ever loop you into
No,
these decisions.
that's completely fair. I have no moral compunctions about removing people who might endanger my people,
You guys.
who have presented to be a danger to my people.
I mean, you killed some collaborators with Crimson. He killed some collaborators. It's all the
Yeah,
same.
that makes it fair, right?
It's the same. And he didn't burn them alive.
So
No.
he should beat the
If
same fate as
anything,
Crimson.
my
Man.
method is far more humane.
He'll
He's got
disappear
one more-
off screen with a quick news alert.
He's got
It's
one more
okay.
collaborator
Crimson-
to kill before he even catches up to you.
Two things happened with Crimson, probably. One was that she was just straight up killed. Two, she was sent through witness protection program, which she was found out, then killed. Fine. She's either really, really dead or later really, really dead.
Didn't you guys like Crimson?
Yes,
I didn't
have
get
any
to
problem
meet
with
her,
Crimson.
but
I was indifferent.
I rather enjoyed Crimson
She and I were
actually.
cool.
I was indifferent.
It's only because she kept bringing you up on sexual harassment charges,
When I was doing nothing.
and that was
Taser
why I
says
enjoyed her
otherwise.
so much.
I leave her alone. She's coming to mess with you. Why?
That's it for us, friends. We'll be back next week for some more hijinks, and the underwater nighttime infiltration mission will be with Eric Vulgaris in 2 weeks. Please don't do that, Red. So weird. Have a good night, everybody.